It is 4:01. We will be starting our regular city meeting at 4:01.
Hilda, will you please do roll call?
Mayor Ambrosio Hernandez, Commissioner Lesar Guajardo,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Bobby Carrillo,
Here.
Commissioner Ramiro Caballero,
Present.
Commissioner Daniel Chavez, Commissioner Ricardo Medina,
Present.
and Commissioner Mario Bracamontes. We do have a quorum.
Thank you.
Excuse absent members. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries. The mayor should be here running late, from my understanding.
Please.
I'm here. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us pray. Father in heaven, bless us as we gather today for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so that we will work for the good of our community and help all your people. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Amen.
Amen.
We do have two proclamations today.
This is the national.
We got proclamation proclaiming National Community Development Week.
Do we have anybody here representing?
Good afternoon, City Commission. For the record, my name is Santiago Salinas, CDBG Manager, and with me I have some gentlemen from the Housing Authority, our Executive Director, Mr. Noel De Leon, and our Chairman from the Community Development Council, Rene Cantu. Will it go with the first proclamation, sir?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Whereas the city of Pharr is a participant in the Community Development Block Grant Program, which funds a myriad of social and public services, community projects, and housing programs. And whereas in the city and in communities throughout the nation, 44 years of Community Development Block Grant Program funding has developed a strong working network and relationships between this local government, residents of community development target neighborhoods, and a number of nonprofit agencies which provide services and help make possible our commitment to those neighborhoods. And whereas during National Community Development Week, the city of Pharr will give special thanks and recognition to all participants whose hard work and devotion to the neighborhoods and their low and moderate income residents help ensure the quality and effectiveness of the Community Development Block Grant Program. Now therefore, I, Bobby Carrillo, representing Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by the virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of the Commission, do hereby proclaim week of April 22nd, 2019 to April 26th to 2019 as National Community Development Week. In the witness whereof I have unto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Pharr to be affixed on this 18th day of March 2019.
Now to allow him to make some words real quick.
No, go right ahead.
The CBDG program has already been instituted here at the city of Pharr for about 44 years. So it just gives me great pride to be able to serve the community and to be able to be good stewards of the monies coming in every year. So on that, let's celebrate CBDG week and help those that are most vulnerable, the women, the children. So thanks again for the
Thank you.
proclamation and for recognizing it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, you all are here for the fair. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the second proclamation. So we just have to take one picture and we will not be out there. Whereas April is observed as Fair Housing Month across the country, and whereas the Fair Housing Act recognizes, supports, and encourages the right of every person, regardless of race, color, creed, gender, national origin, family status, or disability, to live in the housing of the individual's choice. And whereas fair housing organizations and partners will observe the month of April with special activities and events in recognition of the Federal Fair Housing Act and the important role it plays in our community. And whereas in Pharr, Texas, we encourage all of our citizens to join in the national effort to assure housing opportunities for all Americans in all neighborhoods throughout the nation. Now therefore, I, Bobby Carrillo, representing Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of Pharr, of the City of Pharr, Texas, by the virtue and the authority vested in me and on behalf of the Commission, do hereby proclaim month of April 2019 as Fair Housing Month. a witness whereof I have unto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Pharr to be affixed on this 18th day, March 2019. So, anyone would like to say something?
Mayor Pro Tem Carrillo, on behalf of Pharr Housing, on behalf of the real estate community, both for-profit and nonprofit, and the residents of the city of Pharr, I proudly accept this proclamation and acknowledge the city's support of the fair housing law and its lofty goal of providing discrimination-free housing to the community and giving equal opportunity of housing to all its residents. So thank you so much. I gladly accept this award.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Item 3, public hearing. Hilda, do we have anybody registered for the public hearing? No registered. Item 3B, we have a solicitation of comments on the moratorium for the issuance of any new permits for individually rented storage units within the city of Pharr. Do we have any comments? No one registered. City manager's report. Item 4A, submission of sales tax collection report for March 2019. We showed an overall positive trend with an increase of 19.64% from this point last year. So the city's continuing to grow in sales tax. Item 4B, submission of February 2019 tax collection report. As of February 2019, we have collected 87.83%, or $16,848,145. Item 4C, submission of audited financial statements. The city undergoes a financial and internal control external audit as required by state law. This report presented as fiscal year 2017-2018 with an unmodified opinion or a clean opinion, meaning that the auditor's opinion that the city's financial statements and component units are presented fairly in all material aspects and no material weaknesses were identified. The report is in your packet and the auditors are here should you have any questions. I don't know if you all have any questions. We will have to bring this back at the next meeting for official, for you all to formally accept it. But if you all have any questions, they are here to answer them. Item 4D, submission of quarterly report for period ending December 30th, 2018. As part of the city's fiscal transparency, city financial reports are prepared on a quarterly basis in order to maintain our citizens and commission informed. That is also in your packet should you have any questions. Our finance director is here to answer them. City events. The city clerk's office will be open for election duties on Good Friday, Friday, April 19th, 2019, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Since Good Friday is not identified as a state holiday under the government code, a city will need to remain open for at least 3 hours before or because it is the last day for a voter to hand deliver their application for a ballot by mail. Friday, March 22nd, PSJ Prom Fashion Expo, a Night of the Stars, an opportunity for high school students to review the latest fashion and accessories for a memorable prom night with a special message delivered by Mayor Hernandez. Friday, March 29th, Miss Pharr Hub Festival, Miss Pharr Hub Festival Pageant, an evening of fun and excitement as we crown Miss Pharr Hub Festival, our official representative of Spring's most entertaining outdoor event. This pageant will serve as a foundation for crowning our next Miss Pharr. Saturday, March 30th, the Pharr Hub Festival, downtown Pharr from 2 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. A full day of family fun with IBCA sanctioned cook-off, food booths, carnival rides, hands-on nature exhibits, and live music, featuring Lauren Corzine, Ruby Arroyo on the band, Sergio and Rope in the Wind, Ruben Ramos and Tracy Lawrence. Free admission and only $5 after 5 p.m. for guests 12 and older. The fire department, police department will be having the Battle of the Badges blood drive on Friday, March 22nd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Pharr Police Station, 1900 South Cage, or at Pharr City Hall, 118 South Cage on the 3rd floor. Join this life-saving battle, give blood, and cast your ballot for Pharr Police or Fire Department.
Okay, before we go on, for the public hearing, we need to open the public hearing and to see if, at this moment, we'll be opening the public hearing. Are there anybody, on 3B, right, 3B. Are there anybody here, anybody sign up for comments? Then we'll close the public hearing.
Thank you. Item 5A, consent agenda.
Well, it's okay, let me hand it over to the mayor.
Here.
All right, I want to steal his candy. They gave him the good candy.
Move for approval
of consent agenda. Second.
Any discussion? Oh, is all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It passes.
Item 6A, consideration and action of any on ordinance renaming public roadway from Rancho Blanco Road to Javelina Drive. This is the second reading, and staff recommends approval.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Oh, is all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Consideration and action of any on ordinance adopting judges, alternate judges, and early voting ballot board judge for the general municipal election to be held on Saturday, May 4th, 2019. This is adopted on the first reading, and the names are in your packets. And I don't know, Hilda, do we have any other names?
No pushing.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Commissioner, Hilda
Afternoon.
Pedraza, your city clerk. Yes, in addition to those names, we have been giving people interested in serving, and that's for the Pharr Housing Authority polling location, which includes precincts 61, 116, and 240. And the judge would be Maria del Rosario Martinez, and the alternate Gilda Rodriguez, and they're both on those precincts. For the Development and Research Center polling location at the South Pharr area, we have for Judge Carmen Matamoros and alternate Leticia Chavez. And for Early Voting Ballot Board Judge, we have Mr. Ruben Rosales. They all have expressed interest in serving as judges for Election Day.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Item 6C, consideration and action of any on resolution appointing one member to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. Due to the passing of board member Oralia Rodriguez, a new board member is to be appointed in order to fill the vacancy. At this point, we don't have a name to recommend, so we would,
Alex, we do have a name.
okay.
Forgot that.
Alma Caso.
Alma Caso.
Okay.
Second.
Any discussion? Oh, is all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? It passes.
Item 6D, consideration and action of any on resolution appointing one member to the Gulf Advisory Board. Also, due to the passing of board member Eliseo Avendaño, a new board member is to be appointed in order to fill the vacancy. Do we have any?
Move to nominate Mario Riscano.
Second.
Any discussion? Oh, is all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Item 6E, consideration and action, if any, on resolution appointing two members to the Community Development Council. We do have Mr. Rafael Rivera has resigned and needs to be replaced by Ms. Sally Salcedo from Census Tract 213, South Pharr. I'm sorry, Ms. Sally Salcedo has not been attending the meeting, and a replacement is being recommended. The recommendations are Romeo Robles and Trinidad Suchil.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Consideration and action, of any, on resolution supporting the 911 Saves Act. Staff recommends approval on the resolution.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
7A, consideration and action, of any, declaring a ratifying amnesty period for failure to appear in warrant charges from March 11th, 2019 to April 30th, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Consideration and action, of any, on deductive change order number 1 and acceptance of the City of Pharr Eldora Elevated Storage Tank Improvements Project as completed and authorized to release payment and retainage in the amount of $124,249.85. Staff recommends approval.
Okay.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
7C, consideration and action, of any, on deductive change order number 1 and acceptance of the City of Pharr Manhole Rehabilitation Project as complete and authorized to release final payment and retainage in the amount of $97,283.35. Staff recommends approval.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? I was all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Consideration and action, if any, on change order number 1 for the single machine repaving project number 4. Change order number 1 is for the repaving of a portion of East Minnesota Road. This change order will be an increase to the contract amount, but the project will remain within the approved budget of $3.2 million for the single machine repaving project. Staff recommends approval.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes.
Consideration and action, if any, on change order number 1 for additional sidewalk improvements within Witten Park in order to comply with ADA requirements for the Pharr Sports Complex and Witten Park dugout improvements. Staff recommends approval.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Item 7F, consideration and action, if any, on change order number 1 for the purchase and installation of the shade structures for the Pharr Aquatic Center. Staff recommends approval.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Item 8A, consideration and action, if any, authorizing the purchase of 12 Motorola P25 radios from Motorola Solutions, Inc. through HGAC contract, RA 05-18. Staff recommends approval. The radios were old and being replaced with new ones.
Move for approval.
Second.
This went through our purchasing department?
Yes, sir.
Normal, okay. Any discussion? I was all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Consideration and action, if any, authorizing the purchase of 16 P25 Harris radios from Daily Wells Communications through the HGAC contract, RA 05-18A. Also updating radios.
Okay.
Staff recommends approval.
All right.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Consideration and action, if any, authorizing the purchase of 10 Panasonic mobile data terminals for the Pharr Police Department utilizing the Co-op DIR TSO 4025 contract. And staff recommends approval on these.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? I was all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Before you go on, Chief, when it comes to your firearms, are you guys up to date on your handgun equipment? And also, the other day I was with a police officer, we were chit-chatting, and I noticed their laptop that they have. Is there a life to that, and are you guys updating those soon, or what are you doing with that? Because the one I saw, I know it looked pretty old.
Yes, sir. For the record, Jose Luengo, Chief of Police for Pharr Police Department. So, great question, sir. And Commission, actually, this is the beginning of replacing that type of equipment. As we know right now, we are working on a 3-year technology program. The past MDTs that we have, which are the mobile data terminal, they are old. And so now we're moving to a brand new brand, which is Panasonic Toughbook, which is a little bit more robust. And it's going to help the officers get their accomplish their mission a little bit better as we continue to serve the public, sir.
And your handguns?
That is something that we're also working right now, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Item 9A, consideration and action, of any, authorizing city manager to terminate the interlocal agreement with the city of McAllen as host for radio antennas. We currently have an interlocal with the city of McAllen to host 3 antennas at the Blue Bonnet Tower. We're at the point where we need those 3 spaces for our equipment. The city of McAllen will now obtain an interlocal with the tower owner directly.
Move for
Staff recommends
approval.
approval.
Second.
Okay, we have first and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Consideration and action, of any, on award of contract for project number 1 on the HVAC replacement project. On March 7, 2019, formal bids were opened with 4 respondents to the solicitation. The bids that were received ranged from $498,950 to $647,738. Staff recommends award of contract for the HVAC replacement to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, JC Air LLC from Edinburgh. Staff recommends approval.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Consideration and action, of any, on award of service contract for the HUD CDBG 5-year consolidated plan of goals for housing and community development. The city of Pharr is required to develop and submit a 5-year consolidated plan and strategy. This plan will provide the basis for the city's projected use of the entitlement monies within the community. The department will require the assistance of a consultant in order to complete the plan. Consultants are standard for entitlement cities with regard to the consolidated plan. The cost of the consulting service is $24,996, and staff recommends that we award this contract to Cloudburst Consulting Group from Landover, Maryland, for a contract of $24,996.
Okay.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? I was all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Consideration and action, if any, on ratification of award, a contract to Southern Transfer Solutions LLC through the buy board contract 555-18 for the City of Pharr International Bridge Concrete Rehabilitation Phase 1 and 2. Phase 1 of the concrete project of the concrete bridge repairs was in the amount of $45,030. Phase 2 of the concrete bridge repairs adds an additional $45,030 for a total project of $90,060. Staff recommends approval.
So moved.
Second.
Is this a part of our ongoing maintenance, or is there something that we're addressing, a deficiency, or?
Yeah, this is correct. This is for this, the concrete, bridge repairs on the, like, the roadway portion of it, and obviously this is,
Okay, so for maintenance.
yeah, for
Okay,
maintenance.
all right. Any further discussion? I was all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
9E, consideration and action, of any, on MOU with South Texas College for Police Academy Basic Peace Officer Certification, and staff recommends approval of the MOU.
So moved.
Second.
And is this free of charge to a police officer or the city, or are we paying for this, or what's the terms?
Yes, sir. Jose Luengo, one more time. So what it is here, Mayor and Commission, is through the partnership that we have with South Texas College and the Regional Center, what we're trying to do here is basically regionalize the
Right.
police academy. And so what we do is we provide that service. Give you two quick examples. What happens here is potentially the Pharr Police Department has openings. We can sponsor somebody. We send them to the academy. Or what happens is through SCC and their plan that they have, that we have with them, and the MOU, which is we provide the license and they provide the instructors to be able to help citizens or the youth or anybody that wants to become a police officer go through the academy and be able to attain a certification to become a police officer, sir.
Okay. Any further discussion? I was all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Item 9F, consideration and action, of any, amending design-build contract budget with International Consulting Engineers for various structural design elements of the downtown gateway and lighting improvements. Staff is requesting authorization to amend the design-build contract for the gateway and lighting improvements to downtown Pharr in order to meet the project schedule requirements. The original estimate budget was $400,000. Due to the increase in material costs, the revised budget is $519,635, and staff recommends approval.
Move
So
for approval.
moved.
One abstain.
Second, okay. Now, is this the one where we're crossing Cage? And is this also the one where it's covering the south side of this building as well, or is that different?
No,
The
that's
LED stuff?
Both.
It's all together. Okay, so,
No,
and
No, it's
do-
not.
Sorry?
It's part, isn't that part one of the
Well,
project?
The budget's all together.
oh, the budget's all together?
Yeah,
Okay.
the vendors haven't been chosen yet.
Okay,
They'll show the
all right.
design.
So two separate projects, same budget?
Yes, sir.
All right. And do you have a time frame that you guys have come to terms with?
Yes, about 90 days. Once we execute the contract, they've already been in discussion with the material vendors and everything. So as soon as we execute the contract, they'll start releasing the fabrication of all those arches and gateways.
Good. The other thing is, I'm sure the public's want to see the schematics of it, just like you did for the parks. So you might want to put them up somewhere where people, not only in the web, but also somewhere the public in the front, they can see what's happening.
Yeah, we can get with Park to put a billboard, a
Yeah.
board.
So they'll know. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned at 4:25. Thank you.
No executive session.